Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed on, serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. To you sisters who believe, keep encouraging and supporting your brothers who are here teaching this truth, and always commemorate the sister who washed Yahweh Shai feet when you read the scriptures. All right, I want to do this quick testimonial, right? Because I put it on social media today, but this is something for you brothers in Israel to know. As far as the deep spirituality of it, as far as the Most High coming through for me. So, as some of you know, the few of you that actually know me, I came to this country on a ship as an immigrant from Cuba. I had a green card. I was never an illegal citizen. Now, based on what's going on now and the timing of when everything took place, you know, it got me thinking this morning today, like, you know, sometimes we don't even think of things, right? So, as I told y'all, I came to this country a citizen, illegal. No, I came here as a refugee. That's what I came here as. And I've been arrested. I've done bullshit, you know, guns, drugs. You know, I mean, I had a drug charge when I was 14 years old. You know, so I haven't been a model of, let's just say, how to live your life legally here. So, fast forward, all my life, not being a citizen never hindered anything. The only thing it hindered was me getting my driver's license. And even that I wound up getting it, you know, I don't know how, to be honest with you. I guess I sat down with somebody and they said, oh no, you do have enough documentation to get your driver's license. But anyway, I digress. So let's put a timeline on it. The year is 2022, and I had a girlfriend, mind you, Biden was in office at this time. I had a girlfriend that liked to travel, and, you know, she seemed like, as much as she turned out not to be anything like what I would have wanted to quote unquote settle down with, you know, she was the possible wifey girlfriend for the foreseeable future. So she proposed a cruise, but in the process of that cruise, she wanted me to you know, try to get my citizenship because, you know, we had no reason to think Trump would do what he's doing now because he wasn't even in office yet. But it was a whole process. So first I got my green card renewed. I renewed my green card. So, you know, I ain't gonna stop here. I got my green card renewed, and let's see, green card renewed, and then I got my you know, I still applied for my citizenship. So I went through many challenges to even get my citizenship. You know, y'all know about the gun charges. Some of you know about the gun charges I caught back in the day. And so it was hard enough for me to not only get my green card renewed. The green card was actually the easy part. But fast forward to 2022, Norwegian had been telling me that I'm good to travel with my travel document. But when we get there, they're like, no, you don't have a passport. You can't board. Under no circumstances did they let me board. So because of that, you know, I went hard to get my citizenship for the stupidest reason, just so I could travel with my chick at the time, who turned out not to be as good as she pretended to be. So finally, you know, well, a couple steps happen. Finally, they approve my citizenship. Trump gets sworn in. Then I get quote unquote sworn in roughly 2 or 3 weeks after Trump gets sworn in as president. So, and then you start seeing all the shit that's happening with ICE. So that makes what I did or what I went through and the Most High helped me through it a lot more, meaningful, right? Because right now, picture me walking around the streets with a green card that has my baby picture on it. Or picture me even walking around the streets with a brand new green card. Because from what I understand, they're stopping people. Period. They don't give a fuck if you got a green card. You're as good as an illegal immigrant. So just imagine what I would be going through if I didn't go through that process. And just to think that process was just so I could travel with somebody. Just so I could go on a cruise with a chick. You know what I mean? So the lesson to learn from it is, the Lord looks out for you even when your thinking isn't all the way right. So it's not that I did anything wicked in this process or anything, but I wanted to get my citizenship pretty much just so I could fucking cruise and maybe fly somewhere. Not really, but I went through that not even thinking that Trump was going to do what he's doing. Imagine how nervous I would be to even leave my house if I didn't get my paperwork straight. That goes to show you that I have a higher power looking out for me, and not just me. I'm sure that there's a lot of brothers that might have had to get certain things done or do certain things, and they didn't realize that it didn't dawn on them yet. Damn, that was the Lord looking out for me. But me getting my citizenship just to cruise was the Lord looking out for me. Because right now, if I hadn't started, imagine if I started the process later. Like once I start seeing motherfuckers get rounded up, I'd be fucked. Pause. But that's a little testimonial I want to tell y'all brothers, because at the end of the day, you can only think it's the Most High. How could it be anything else? Because like I said, we had no reason to believe that this was going to happen, right? There have been people getting deported and shit before, but not like this. And I was never that bad of a citizen where they would have needed to deport me because, well, I wasn't a citizen, but I'm saying like I was nowhere near that bad an immigrant. Yeah, I caught a few cases, but shit, nothing. At the end of the day, I've done, I've been jammed up in situations, but I've also been a productive person here. I've always had a job, so that's never been a problem or an issue. But also that was of the Most High too. But imagine, like I said, imagine me trying to start that process now with what's going on. I probably wouldn't have made it. I would have got caught up in some fucking raid. I mean, they're hitting Home Depots a lot, and I work in construction. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and you other brothers, man, when you see that the Most High has done you a big solid, put the testimonial out, because you might be helping somebody else's faith. It might be some immigrant that was illegal and made themselves, or went through the process. You know what I mean? But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.